One of the last things we have to do to a logo before we actually start using it is we have to apply the colors to it and also make it available to work in different situations, including being printed on different materials and colored backgrounds. So in this movie, I'm going to show you how to apply color to your logo using the same color scheme we developed earlier in the course, and then also how to make your logo available in various scenarios that it might run into. So this is all also covered in my course, Creating Brand Identity Assets, which shows you my basic template for creating a more versatile logo package that you deliver to clients. Once we have this all set up, you'll be able to see how this logo is reproducible, both as a full color logo, as a single color logo, and it's a positive and a negative. So let's go ahead and first import the color theme that we need for this. So let's open up our swatches panel here, go to this little bookmark icon, and go down and choose Other Library. Inside of your exercise files, inside of Chapter 5, you will find the Parmigianos v2.ase file. This is an Adobe Swatch Exchange file. Now, you should be using Adobe CC Libraries to store your colors, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Once we hit open, that's going to open this up and you can see all of the colors that are available to me. If I want to add these to my swatches panel, I can do so by clicking on the little folder icon that automatically adds them in there. Now, I may also want to create a Parmigianos library as well. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that now. Let's go here to the libraries icon and let's go down here and see. You can see I've already got a Parmigianos library started here, but I want to show you how to create your own. So what we're going to do here is just go down and choose Create New Library. We'll call this Parmigianos menu. Hit Create. It's going to give me a blank menu. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up my swatches. And inside of the swatches, let's move those out here like so. And open up the libraries panel here. Dock those together. That way you can see everything. And then we'll select these. And you can see here that we can say add selected swatches and color groups to my current library. I'll hit that. And there's all of my colors now stored in that library, which I can now use across all of my Creative Cloud applications that support libraries, including Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and Adobe Muse. Now I can close this up and everything's stored. Now we're ready to get started. Okay, so how are we going to color this logo? Well, basically, all I need to do is apply the colors that I need for this logo in its normal reproduced state, which is probably going to be what you're looking at here, just the regular logo on a white sheet of paper. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to apply something big and bold to the heading. That's probably going to be the main red color that we see here. So I'll go ahead and click that like so, just to apply it. There we go. Now, as far as down here, I'm going to keep the text in black. I think that's a nice accent color, but it kind of bleeds together with these two rectangles. So I'm just going to apply the green color to those. And there we go. I think that looks pretty good. We've got a nice contrast between the top and the bottom. This has a nice break with the black text into the green bar. I think that pretty much works for its normal state. But we're not finished there. We need to create several different states of this. So let's move this over here for a second. Launch the artboards panel and let's create a few more artboards. So I'll just click right here to create a new artboard, move over, and once I have that created, create another artboard. There we go. Okay. So this first one here, we're going to grab the rectangle tool. We're going to draw out a rectangle. It's going to be green because that's the last color I had selected. I'll select black as the color now. Then we're going to lock this object. Object, lock, selection. That way I can't move it. Now, grab your selection tool. Select everything on this artboard. And then hold down the Option key on the Mac, the Alt key on the PC, and just bring it over to this artboard. You will also notice that it doesn't show up. That's because it's behind that locked piece of artwork. So to bring it forward, right-click, Arrange, Bring to Front. There we go. So now that's on this. And now I'm going to go through. You see, it doesn't look good on a black background, does it? No, it doesn't. So we need to fix that. So the first things first, we need to go in here and work on the logo element, the top part. Double-click. Let's select the mustache. We're going to make that white. We're going to select the band around the hat, make that white as well. Need to double-click to get inside to work on the hat itself. We're going to make that outside white, and the big part in the middle, we're just going to get rid of it. There we go. Now, these little accents in there, we need to double-click to get inside of those. So we're going to make those white, but we're going to change the opacity to about 25%. There we go. Okay, now the Parmigiano's text, obviously that needs to be big, bold, and white. And we'll make that white as well. And then finally, this white as well. There we go. Okay, so there is my single color negative version of the logo. Let's select all of this and move it over. Again, Option or Alt to move it over. And again, this time, let's just select everything on the bottom. We'll make it black. Pretty easy transformation there. And then this right here, we'll make it black as well. And there you go. There's our single color positive version of the logo. And there we have it. So we've got basically the 4-color logo, the single color negative, the single color positive, and that's pretty much all we need. If you want to create more versions of this for things that go on different colored backgrounds, etc., you can certainly do that. But for the most part, you just need a standard color, a 1-color negative, and a 1-color positive. Those are the most common forms of a logo that you will need. And that way, no matter what situation you're in, you always have access to these particular versions of the logo. Now, the final step here, of course, would be to add these to the library. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab this, and I'm just going to add it to the library by clicking this graphic. And I'll call this 1-color positive. Select everything here. Add a new graphic. 1-color negative. And then finally, this one. And double click to change the name, full color. And there we have it. So we've got all those stored in a library now. So when we get into InDesign a little bit later on, we'll be able to pull those in without having to go search for the file inside of our documents.